Just a quick disclaimer. This video is entirely educational. What I'm showing is simply an example, not any kind of financial guidance. Everyone's outcomes vary, so take it as a reference to learn from. When I first jumped into crypto, I had no plan. I was glued to every headline and dumping money into whatever looked hot. For a while, it felt like luck. My balance kept climbing. Then one brutal crash wiped it all out overnight. That wake-up call showed me I didn't have a repeatable system. I nearly skipped a painfully simple routine I later found, but turning it into a daily habit changed everything. Discipline beat impulse. I cut the noise, and I stuck to the process. That habit steadied my returns. I'll walk you through the full method step by step. But before we jump into the system, there's one obstacle you've got to know about. It's the same point where most newcomers get tripped up. I remember the first time I opened Pump Fun and thought, wow, this is way too easy. The design was so polished, it gave me false confidence, like I had it all figured out. But once I explored deeper, tiny glitches started popping up. They didn't look serious at first, but those minor issues can snowball fast if you ignore them. So before we go any further, let's fix them and keep things running smoothly. Fire up Photon and set the filter to Pump Fun. You'll instantly see a flood of tokens rushing across your screen. It's like staring at a highway during rush hour. They just keep coming, one after another, barely giving you time to breathe. Everything moves in real time. No lag, no slowdown. Blink for a second, and you'll miss your chance. This stage is all about staying alert and moving quick. Now flip the filter to Radium CPMM, and you'll feel the change immediately. The wild flow slows down into something steady and controlled. Tokens start rolling in one at a time, giving you space to check the charts and read the action clearly. Liquidity looks balanced, volume moves smoothly, and the caps hold steady. This is where the pros usually work. Stick around, I'll show you how to spot the setups that really stand out. When I first got the idea of launching my own token, it honestly felt like some classified operation, the kind of thing only deep-end developers could pull off. I imagined hours buried in smart contract code, bouncing between half-broken tutorials that led nowhere. Either I'd waste days trying to fix errors or shell out cash to get someone else to build it. Then I stumbled on Moontool, and the whole story changed. No coding headaches, no sleepless nights, just fill in a few details, hit a couple of toggles, and boom, your token's live. If you can make a Twitter account, you can handle this. Since then, I've rolled out multiple tokens, and what once looked like rocket science now feels like routine. The first move is to lock in your logo. Think of it as your token's personal emblem, the face that'll show up everywhere. I usually jump into Canva for this part since it's super intuitive, and the results always look clean. Your inspiration can come from anywhere. A trend, a cool icon, or even something that fits your vibe. For mine, I'm rolling with a cute panda I found online. It's got the exact kind of personality I want the token to reflect. Once the image is uploaded, set the dimensions to 128 by 128 pixels. Pause and check it carefully. If it's a bit fuzzy, misaligned, or warped, correct those details until the graphic is sharp and centered. Those tiny adjustments really level up the presentation. Save the file once it's right and continue. Begin by launching Moontool and connecting it to your Phantom wallet. The link happens almost instantly. When you land on the setup screen, type Memecoin as your token name and Panda as the symbol. The description section is optional, so you can skip it without issue. Next, upload your Canva-made logo. Make sure it looks sharp and perfectly centered, then hit Next to move forward. You can skip the decimals and total supply fields. Moontool handles all that automatically behind the scenes. There's no coding or manual setup to worry about. The system configures everything for you. Once it finishes processing, simply hit Next to continue. When you reach the verification step, a 0.1 Solana fee might appear on your screen. Don't stress about it. That part's completely optional. I usually skip it right away and just hit Next to keep things running quick and simple. If you already have a small audience or social page set up for your token, this is where you can drop those links. It helps newcomers check out your project and stay updated. But if you haven't built that part yet, don't stress. Radium doesn't require it. Just hit skip and keep going. You'll now see a 0.3 Solana fee. Think of it as permanent insurance for your token. Paying it locks out the freeze, mint, and update functions for good, meaning the contract becomes uneditable by anyone, even you. It's a straightforward move that gives your project real credibility. Once that's settled, press Launch My Token Now to finalize everything. But before moving ahead, take a second here. This is a key checkpoint. Your wallet's going to ask for confirmation, so just press confirm. A few follow-up windows might appear, but that's normal while it verifies everything. Once it finishes, your token will be launched and locked forever on the blockchain. Alright, time to set up liquidity. Jump over to Radium and start building a fresh pool from scratch. The interface is super beginner-friendly. Everything's clearly labeled, so even if this is your first go at it, you'll move through each step without any confusion. Open the User Token tab and paste your contract address carefully. A single typo will break the connection. Double-check it before moving forward. Then enter Panda for the symbol and Memecoin for the token name, and click Add User Token so Radium recognizes it. Once that's saved, start the liquidity setup. Out of your 1 billion supply, I'd pair about 900 million with Solana. That ratio keeps trades steady, boosts early volume, and gives your launch momentum. This next step is where you decide how much Solana to pair with your token. Personally, I usually click max, so most of my balance gets linked, but I always leave around 0.2 Solana untouched for future gas fees. That small reserve prevents those annoying failed transactions or approval issues later. Then, you'll choose your trade fee. I go with 2%, which helps keep trading active and lets liquidity grow steadily. Of course, you can adjust it depending on how you want your token to perform. You've reached the closing stage of the process. Press Initialize Liquidity Pool, then approve the transaction in your wallet when it pops up. Wait a few seconds while it confirms, and you're done. Your token is now active on Solana. Live for anyone to see and trade. Fire up Photon again and switch the filter back to Radium. That way, you'll only see freshly launched tokens. Scroll through the feed at an easy pace, and when your token pops up, that's the signal it's officially listed and ready to trade. To monitor your token, open Dex Screener and pull up a chart from any existing coin. Replace that coin's contract address in the URL with your own token's address, hit enter, and the full set of stats will load right up. Or, if you prefer a quicker route, just type your token's name into the search bar and select it from the results. When the chart loads, you'll notice the price bouncing all over the place. It may look wild, but most of that movement comes from bots making ultra-fast trades, snatching small gains repeatedly. Their speed is insane, and regular traders often can't keep up. This kind of activity usually sparks hype and pulls in early investors eager to join. Jumping in right at launch gives you an edge over the crowd. Holding your stake early can smooth out price swings as new buyers arrive. Once your position is in place, the chart usually trends upward, letting you earn without non-stop trading. Of course, you can pull your liquidity anytime, but for now, I'm just keeping an eye on the chart. At this point, keep a close eye on liquidity and market cap. Small actions from investors can create big swings, so remain focused and exact. This stage is crucial for establishing a solid foundation and steering the project in the right direction. When everything checks out, we move forward. First, double-check that your wallet is connected to Radium. It has to match the one you use to launch your token, or your balances won't sync. Usually, this connects instantly. Next, head to the Portfolio tab and switch to Liquidity. You should see your tokens and liquidity positions there. If they don't appear right away, don't worry. Radium can take 10 to 15 minutes to refresh. Once they show up, click the minus icon, set it to 100%, select Solana for the payout, and hit Remove Liquidity. Approve the transaction in Phantom, and leave the window open for any extra pop-ups. After the withdrawal is done, a confirmation notice will show on your screen. Next, open your wallet and verify that all balances match your expectations. Right now, everything is running smoothly. The platform is stable, and the method is working as planned. Sticking to your routine helps maintain this consistency. When market activity ramps up, that's your signal to jump back in. Just so you know, following this routine consistently can deliver reliable results, and repeating it often makes outcomes easier to anticipate. I'm not connected to Moontool, Photon, or Radium. It's fully educational. Check the description and pinned comment for all links.